Hey y'all. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling today? Hey, look, ain't it crazy? We are live on a Tuesday, y'all. Happy Tuesday. Happy Power Professional Tuesday, man. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Yo, when I tell y'all, I'm super excited about the day. Like, today is about to be amazing. Anybody that's ready to level up, this your situation right here, yo. Anybody that really wants to like groom their skills in the professional world, becoming a top-notch professional. I'm not talking about level one. I'm talking about, you know how I say, like, yo, we got A, B, and C players. I'm talking about you being an A player. This is gonna be your spot. And this is so heavy, y'all. It's so heavyweight. We not even doing it every week like everything else. We only giving y'all this twice a month. People pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to get this type of training that y'all literally about to get because we believe in investing in you guys. And I'm just so happy and just so excited for you guys to meet our partner on this one. It's about to be great. But you know, I gotta give props to Yo. Yo, you was first on the list today, Shorty. What's up? How you feeling, yo? Good to see you. Get your big notepad out, yo. What's up, Mr. Elaborator? I see you. Get your notepad, Mr. Elaborator. What's up, Tay Bands? Checking in from DC. Make sure you got your notepad. Yo, what's up, Tizzy Tay? How you doing? Tizzy Tay, get your notepad. Bruh, Marta General. What's up, Marta General? Get your notepad, yo. Dan. What's up, Dan? Dan. Make sure your screen is fixed and get your notepad, yo. What's up, Destiny? How you feeling, yo? Get your notepad. Dan, real opportunity, yo. Real opportunity. So, our partner in this, y'all, her name is Tay. If you've been rocking with us for a while, then you probably remember because she's done some guest mentor spots with us. But she is amazing. When it comes to this professionalism, all that stuff, she's at the top of the game. She's out there in corporate America doing business with the state of Maryland. Y'all heard me right. Not the little city stuff, yo. The state of Maryland, yo. So this is about to be real. Make sure y'all take plenty of notes. If you got questions, ask questions. This is your opportunity to continue to build up your network. So we only going to have her here 2 times out the month, but y'all know the Instagram that I tag. You can send a message, do whatever, and I'm sure she would be very happy to answer any questions that you guys might have after that. What's up, Miss Money Mo? What's up, Tony? Yo, yes, yo. Mr. Bonnet, what's up? State. All right, y'all. We about to get her on here, yo. Y'all gotta say hi to Miss Tay, yo. Y'all gotta say hi to Miss Tay. Tay!
So, hey everybody.
Hey, yo.
My name is Tay. Uh, I work for the state. I like to train people. Right? What's wrong with that? Right? What is wrong with that? What's wrong with that intro? Everything was wrong with it. But what I'm here to do is to show you all how you can represent yourself, how to represent your professional space when you go on an interview, right? You have a very small amount of time to get to know somebody and to get to know what they represent and whether that person walking in is going to be the person for you or they're going to pick from the next 10. So I just want to do a really quick for all of those who just saw how monotone I was coming on. How did you feel about that?
I was
What was
about
your
to click
thought?
you off.
I know she was. She and
I
you know
was, yo, I
I
was looking
chose
like, hold up,
I
is this
chose
real?
to not even look your way because I know you know me better. You was like
I was, hold up, like,
I should have warned you. I should have warned you, but that's okay.
yeah, you ain't give me no. I was shocked, just like everybody. I was about to click your butt right off and blame it on technical
No,
difficulties.
don't click me off. Don't click me off. But see, that's the difference, right? The difference is that you know me, right? You know me and you know that when I walked in, that's not what I represent. The reality of it is though, is that when you go on an interview, just like everybody right now that's checking in, nobody knows who the heck I am. So all you can do is take me for how I'm representing myself right now in this moment. I have a very small amount of time to win you over. And see, I can't, depend upon the fact that, oh, they're just going to know me. They looked over my resume. They know I'm about my business. No, it's about this moment. It's about the moment you step in the door. It's about how you step in the door. And we're going to work together. We're going to make sure that every time you step in that door, it's going to be no question. It's going to be like, hey, cancel all those other interviews because I just found my next person. So that's really how we're going to work together. He said, Morgan said, definitely was confused, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. He said, not blaming on technical difficulties. But that's what happens, right? The difference between walking in an interview and somebody really saying, wow, I really connected with that person. A lot of people take for granted connection, right? They take for granted, hey, as soon as I get the job, I'm going to be better than everybody there. Well, guess what? You actually have to get the job. You have to get the job. You have to show up every time. And even if that 30 minutes, that 15 minutes, that 5 minutes that you meet somebody in the elevator, you have to be memorable enough where they get to go back in their memory and say, actually, I think I want that person. So that's really what we're going to be doing, working together twice a month. We're going to make you into that person. You're going to be so good that they can't forget you. So that's really what we're doing. We're going to work together to make you into that person. I want the heartbeats to win the interview long before they ever show up. Right. So that's what we're doing. All right. I got to get used to this whole social media thing. So bear with me. Right. Don't
Yo,
don't do me like that, Joni. Don't do me
no,
like
I'm
that.
not doing you no, but look, I feel like you just kind of demonstrated and showed us like the beginning stages of personal branding.
That's
Cause
what it
like,
is.
cause like how you said, like I know you, so that's why I'm like, Harpo, who this lady? What is
That's
happening?
absolutely.
But like
Absolutely.
anybody else that don't know you, they'd be like, what is going on?
Something definitely wrong with her. Get her out of here. Just counting
I
down to when
swear
I
to
leave the
God, Jay,
interview.
I was going to clip you off. I swear, and I was just going to be like, "Sorry, y'all." I swear, y'all. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, "Look, I'm gonna have to just talk to her afterwards and tell her, like, look, you can be your real self."
You was like, this was you. You was like,
Yeah.
no, absolutely not. I wanted to demonstrate what that looks like from an employer perspective, where you have the job and I can give it to one person and I need to know exactly who that person is going to be. And I cannot tell you the amount of times people have walked into an interview believing that I've looked at their resumes already. I promise you, I have not. That's what the HR department is for. That's what the analysts are for. They look over your resume to decide whether or not you need to sit before me. The reality of it is this:
Mm.
I don't get a chance to see your resume. I see you in this moment, which means that everybody walking in the door has the exact same ability to do the job. I just need to know if you're a good fit. The interview is really about whether you're a good fit. Is your energy going to match my energy? Are you going to fit into what I already have going on? Because I can tell you right now, I lead an entire team here. And if I feel that you're going to come in and upset that for me, no matter how much I like you, I have to move on because I need you to represent something that's going to work for me. So what does that look like? Right? How do we do that? How do you make sure that in every interview you go to, they remember you? That's what I'm here to show you. That's what we're here to talk about, right? I don't want to brag, but I'm going to just a little bit, right? I have gotten every job that I've interviewed for. And if I didn't get the job, they found me another
Wow.
because I wanted to be so good that they couldn't forget me. So, in our time together, I want to show you how to make your resume make sense, how to tailor your resume. And it doesn't matter what you've done, there's always a way to tailor your resume. Let's say, for the sake of this conversation, you mopped the floors at McDonald's, but then you went over to Home Depot. Well, to me, there's a customer experience in both of those jobs. Yeah, your job functions may have changed from job to job, but there's a reality up to this that in both of those jobs, the common denominator was people. You had to make sure that safety was a top priority by you mopping the floors. Then you moved over to Home Depot and you were stacking the shelves, but I'm pretty sure that along the line somebody came up and said, "Hey, can you help me?" And so I'm going to show you how to make all of that make sense so that when you go into a job interview,
Mhm.
You're like, oh, so you've been working on customer service for a very long time. Absolutely. I've been working on customer service for the last 10 years. And it's important to me. The employee perspective is important to me. And I plan on bringing my values every day if you pick me to show up, right? So I'm glad I actually said that because I want to talk about values. Are you available to do resume reviews? I would review your resume. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm probably not the best person to do it, but I can definitely tell you whether you would pique my interest or not, or whether your resume made sense. I could definitely do that for you. But let me just touch on that for a second because we're going to be touching on that probably in a few weeks with the resume. Always, always, always put a part of the job that you want into your resume. If you know that you are wanting a job that has it's a high level of customer service in it, they want you to greet the customers, then you have to find that common denominator in every other job that you've done. There's a way. It has to be a way to connect what you want to do with the past jobs that you have. And we're not talking about lying, right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, them lies catch right back up to you eventually. They're going to ask you to do something and you be like, I don't know how to do that. And you be like, no, your resume said that you did. So please, by no means am I saying a lie on your resume, but there's definitely a way to bring that together. So yes, we will be discussing that in our time together. But today is all about how you're showing up. And I know that Joni has discussed with you all before values. Values are so very important. Your values set your boundaries for what you will and will not do. And I know that a lot of you are like, well, listen, I need money for my family. So it's not about what I won't do. No, I'm going to do everything. But see, what you're saying really is that your family is your value. The family is the value. So I need for us to do a exercise together, really, because that is going to set the precedence, the foundation for our time together. The same way in that moment you didn't know me, and quite frankly, you still don't. I need for you to know yourselves and what you represent. And because there's going to come a time where you're going to be asked to do something that you may have to think about. That might be a job, that might be an assignment, that might even be someone asking you to do something illegal. And you have to make a decision in that moment of whether you will or whether you won't. But the foundation of that is, what do I represent? Right. So I'm just going to hit on something that I know Joni has already had a discussion with you about, but I want to know, just hit the chat really quickly about what you feel that your values are, and have you identified them and given them a moment and space in your mind yet to identify those for what they are.
Yeah, I love this conversation. Like, just thank you so much for even starting where you starting, because I think a lot of people miss like this foundational part.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Dorian said, my future. So in the future version of yourself, what do you look like? Who are you? Do you have a family? Do you have many material possessions? Do you see yourself traveling often? How do you want your children to look at you if you plan on having children? All of those things are very important. Yes, passion and family and integrity, absolutely, right? So in this moment, now that we've been around it a little bit, now I'll tell you a little bit about me. So my name is Tay. My formal name is Tay Monique. Right. I had a two-parent household. My dad passed away in 2018. He was a huge factor in who I am today. But family is very important to me. I am married. I have two children. I have an autistic son. Those things about me project forward on who I am and what I represent. It's the foundation of me. I don't want my daughter at any point in time to find out, if you will, what I represent. I represent who I am every day unapologetically, whether that's at work or whether that's at home. I made a decision a very long time ago that I was not going to be a different person at work and then a different person at home. I was going to merge the two. I've successfully been able to do that. And I'm very happy about that. That it doesn't matter where you find me. You could find me here on this live. You could find me at the corner store. You could find me at the grocery store or shopping. You are going to get the same version of me any place you find me. And in that space, I'm authentically myself. And sometimes you catch, these hands every so often. You ask one of my kids, uh, what kind of autism? That's an interesting question. I don't think I've ever delved down into what type of autism. He was just diagnosed with autism when he was 3 years old, and so that is his formal diagnosis. All right. So what has that driven me to do? Um, right, right, right. Okay. So what are my values? My values, one is transparency. Transparency is extremely important to me. When I was younger, I hid who I was so much that it made me sick. It literally made me sick. My health was just terrible. I had cramps in my stomach everywhere. I was bullied often. And I just wanted to fit in so stinking bad, man. I wanted to fit in so bad. But then when I went home, my parents argued so much that I didn't want to burden them, of course, with what I was going through. So I just kept pushing that thing down and pushing that thing down. And so now, as an adult, I've made the decision to just be myself completely. I answer any question at any point in time. And what I've realized about that, though, is that my light bothers the darkness. It bothers the darkness and other people, people who have made a decision to not be in the light, to not be authentically themselves. When I come around them, they're just like, ugh, get her away from me. I can't stand her. She's loud. She has to talk about every daggone thing. Well, that's because I came from a place where I couldn't. I couldn't talk about those things. And so now I need to. I thrive on it. It's the air that I breathe. So transparency is so important to me, right? Honesty is important to me. I could be dead wrong and still tell you the truth. They like, Tay, did you just did that? I did. And I know it was dead wrong when I did it, but I still did it. All right. I communicate. Communication is extremely important to me. And then seeing things from people's perspective, that level of empathy, super important to me. Well, in this moment, who the heck cares, right? It's like, okay, yeah, that's all great and good and fine, but who cares? The employer. The employer cares. And so when I go on an interview, I say all of those things. Yeah, no, maybe I don't tell them about the childhood stuff, but I definitely tell them what I represent. I communicate well. It's very important to me. Empathy, making decisions based off of how others feel. If you hire me, I'm definitely the person that's going to care about those things. I work overtime and more time to make sure that what I represent in my work is absolutely who I am as a person. And so that way I get to put together not just my values, but I get to make sure they align with the company's values. So that's very important to me. So now that I've shared just a little bit about myself, right, I want you all to take a moment to think about how your values align with maybe being on a job interview. And let's look at those values again, because some of the values that we have are important to us, and that's absolutely fantastic. But how can you bring your values to the job interview? So, what are you thinking now? Now that you have that lens and that light, what values can you say that you can bring that are about yourself? What are you bringing with you when you interview for a job? What are you thinking?
Can I just say you hit it right now? Like you in the pulpit because you definitely preaching right now. Like
Go ahead, pass that virtual collection, please. See what they come up with.
gonna have to do something. Going because this is right on point, y'all. My
Yeah,
God.
it's
I
gonna
knew
be.
you was gonna be good, but dang.
So, all right. So, empathy, right? How does empathy look? I'm just going to use that as an example because that's the last thing that was noted, but because I said it, right? Okay. let's say, what does empathy look like when I'm interviewing? How does that matter? I'm going to use a few examples, right? So let's say again, I'm interviewing for a customer service position. Well, then you're not the type of person that's going to pass them around from person to person. You enjoy helping people, making sure that they find the answers within you, that even if it's not your job, you're going to figure it out because you know how it feels, right? That's empathy. That's bringing that into the workplace. Let's see, uh, I think we talked about dedication, right? You care about the work product that you represent. You're going to check it a few times over because your work is a reflection of who you are. You're going to bring that into the interview. Let's see, you're a problem solver. Let's say you're a problem solver for your family. People call you up all the time. Well, guess what? In this customer service position, they're going to call you frequently. And I've already been doing the job, and I can't wait to bring that level of expertise to your company, right? That's how we're showing up. That's what we're doing. We're not changing who we are to fit the jobs. We're finding the jobs that will help our light to grow. That's what we're doing around here, right? And in that way, if you can align your passion and your purpose, you'll never work a day in your life.
Come on now.
That's just
Come
what it
on
is.
now.
All you're doing is living, and then you're showing up and others are benefiting from it, and so they're getting, now you're getting paid for it. But that's what we need to align. We need to align your person, your purpose, and your passion, and we need to find a place that you're a good fit. That's what we're doing, right? He said you really. I hope so. I hope to be here with you all. I was really looking forward to being in this space. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about me, right? Because we're gonna get to know each other. In the agency that I work in for the state, I have the privilege of being able to use my level of creativity to create training solutions. Those training solutions are sometimes off the wall, as Joni knows. So we zip lining through the woods, we
Right.
coming up with,
Try to mess my
right?
hair up.
It's true. When I first was hired though, and I was working and then I was in these different jobs, every time I had an idea, they like, here she go again. Unrealistic. Because
Mm.
that's what I was. I was a dreamer and I was creative and I was unrealistic. And it's always unrealistic until it's done. And that's what you got to keep before yourself. Don't allow people to come in and tell you what can't be done. It can't be done until it's done.
Come
Okay? Come on
on.
now. Come
Turn
on.
your mic up.
So that's what we're doing. Okay, so my level of creativity was frowned upon, right? I was somebody who they were just like, okay, here she goes again, until we won awards. Now we're on an international level. We are competing with people
Wow.
all around the world for our creative solutions. And
Wow.
so there are parts of you that people are going to try to beat out of you because it doesn't fit in. We don't like it. Okay, so then you hold that part of yourself and then you either do it for yourself or you find another place that will accept it. But you don't kill it. Don't kill whatever is good about you. And that's where values come in, those boundaries. I can't everything that I say today is always going to come back to those values, right? Those boundaries. That's you saying that this part of me I won't allow you to kill. I won't allow you to take away from me. I'll do the job until I find something else. But on your goal sheets, you're writing this thing down. I love this part of me.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. And it's who I am and it's what I represent. And then you start looking for another way and another path because it's there and it's waiting for you. It's just waiting for you to show up.
Mm-hmm.
You just haven't showed up to it yet, and that's
Mm.
okay. And that's all right. All right. That's right. It can't be done until it's done. Absolutely. 100%. And just because they haven't seen it yet doesn't make it less real. All right. That's what we're
Yo,
not doing. That's what we're
you
not doing.
talking on my
Okay.
soul, yo, because that's the same thing people were saying when I first started telling people about like my idea and my vision to have young people facilitating these sessions in the schools.
Hmm.
And now this is what we doing. But everybody was like, nah, Johnny, like, nah, I just don't see that working. Like, kids gotta stay in a kid's place, like they students. Would they?
Hmm.
And then now here we go in a
Hmm.
couple of different schools, and more schools are calling, like, we need that. Like, you, yo, you just hitting on so much right now.
Listen. Some people are made to be the artist, and some people just made to buy it. That's the reality of it. That there's ain't no point, ain't
God.
no point even cutting that no sort of way, right? And so sometimes we just gotta be the artist. We gotta be the person, and then somebody somewhere is gonna say, "I absolutely love it, and now I want it for myself," right? But everybody is not going to see the vision with you. And I think I see Autumn said, and they're not supposed to. They're
Mm,
not
mm,
supposed to because it's yours. It's yours. And so there's no need of competing with the next person. Oh, they trying to come for me and my job. They can't. If they wanted to, they can't touch it because they didn't wake up with what you have. They didn't wake up with who you are. They can't touch it. If you have to be dismissed from a place, then you go someplace else because that's where you were meant to be. And if that place isn't, then you go someplace else because nothing moves your values. Nothing. Not money, not friends, not
mm,
even family. They do not move your values. You stand in that thing and become rooted in it, right? A plant doesn't pick its roots up and decide to go someplace else, right? That's not what happens. You're rooted in it, and being rooted in it, you can blossom and you can grow. But if everybody and anybody could just pick you up and move you around as you see fit, nobody will have respect for you. And eventually they will use you enough where you won't be good enough for anybody anymore.
mm.
So we ground ourselves in who we are, and you don't allow for anybody to move you. You can grow, you can be better, do better, make better decisions, but you ground yourself and you only give yourself permission to be the one who changes what type of flower you decide to grow. That's it. Those values, man, they're so very important. They are so important. And a lot of people don't see the importance of values, right? A lot of people don't have the conversation until they are late, way later on, and they just decided to take whatever came their way. So that's why I'm having this conversation with you all today about values and what you represent, because maybe we haven't had the, maybe we've kind of brushed up, against it. Yeah, values are important. Yeah, integrity is important to me, and maybe honesty too. But now the time has presented itself in order to test these values of yours, and you folded like a dollar store plate.
Ah,
Okay.
not the dollar store plate, y'all.
Listen, them dollar store plates not loyal.
You
Okay,
right though.
don't go to the cookout with them. All right, because they will fold on you like they ain't never known you. Okay,
You
that's
ain't
just
lying though.
that's what it is. That's what it is. Okay, I had someone tell me a long time ago, right, that he called me into his office and he said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Well, I'm good at a lot of things." He said, "Okay, and what do you want to do?" I
Mm,
said, "Well, I mean, whatever brings me money, really." And he said, "You know what? If you never decide what you want to do, people will always put you where they want you to be." And that thing really sat with me because what he was saying in the nicest way possible is that you're allowing yourself to be used.
yeah,
That thing hurt my feelings. It really did. It hurt my feelings, but he cared enough about me to say, "Listen,
yeah.
this ain't what you want to do. You need to sit down and come up with a plan. And once you come up with a plan, then you push that thing forward. But don't allow for
Mhm,
somebody to come in and just say, oh, yeah, oh, you good at this? Well, come on over here. Oh, you good at IT? Oh, yeah, so great. You good at customer
mhm,
service? Let's move over here." And that's fine. Sometimes you do jump around and move around in order to get to your goal, but not just because they needed you. You don't do business with everybody that wants to do business with you. You
mm,
do business with people who have the same values that you do.
mm.
Go ahead, Joni. Tell them, Joni, because I know Joni then turned
No,
down at many a
yo,
people.
I'm just loving how you basically putting the heartbeats in the other seat across the table, because I think a lot of times the perception is we want something from them. We got to get something from them. So we just willing to take whatever scraps they give us. But like now,
Mhm.
like with what you're saying, it's like, no, we actually do have power when we come in for that interview. And basically they should be excited to have us. Like,
Yeah.
and we should be looking at them like, hold up, do you align with my values? Do you align with what I want to do? And is this a
Mhm.
situation that's going to fit my purpose? Like, I just
Mhm.
love that take on this, because now you can be so much more empowered. And especially when something doesn't work out, then it's like, all right, no hard feelings because that wasn't aligned anyway.
Mm-hmm. But there's a way to do that, without coming off like a complete jerk, right? Because that's the reality of it. We are in a position where we're like, okay, you still get to make this decision, but what I'm doing is I'm coming in and I'm just telling you who I am.
Yeah.
Who I am. This is who I am. This is what I represent. These are my values. And this is how you can benefit by knowing me.
Mm.
Right? That's the reality of it. That's who we are at work. That's who we are with our jobs. That's who we are with our friends, right? Our friends benefit from knowing us, and we benefit from knowing them, right? If
Come
you
on
choose the right
now.
people, if you choose the right people, right?
Come
We
on
should be
now.
benefiting from each other. Our family members benefit from knowing us, from the type of people that we represent. But we can't maybe always go around with the sign and be like, guess what? Y'all should feel lucky that you know me, point blank and the period. No, not all that. Not all that, right? There's ways. There's
Yeah.
ways of going into interview, asking the right questions, coming with the right answers. I love to do this exercise in some of my trainings because sometimes people say, I was fine until they asked me this question, right?
Mm.
So, how would you answer this question? So, I would love to know from you all, what is this question? What's the question when you go on an interview? You're like, actually, that one stumped me a little bit. And
Ah,
I ain't really know how to answer that. So
ah.
I would love to know what the it question is for you. And then let's work through that. I would love for our times together to be more interactive. I want to answer those questions for you, no matter what they are. Joni knows that I talk about any and everything. Whatever's on your heart, whatever's in your mind needs to come out of your mouth, right? And that way we can connect and we can talk. So please, 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 at any point in time, you all see me on social media and you need to share a question, no matter what that is, you know, relationships, pregnancies, whatever. I
Ah.
really wish
Mm-mm.
I wish I had a resource. I wish I had a resource that
Yeah.
took me aside and said, actually, this is what this looks like. So I wouldn't have to figure that thing out on my own.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to be that person for you all moving forward. I'm super excited. I don't see a question yet though. What's going on? What's the question that y'all feel like want to interview? Um,
Mm.
y'all scared to get.
It's
They
that
ask you,
weakness question that get people,
come
yo.
on, what's the question? What's the question?
It's that weakness. Like,
Oh, the weakness question.
yeah, that question trip people up.
What's your weakness, right? Okay, so I get that questions all the time on my mock interviews, right? That's the question they never want to ask. And to that, I'm going to give you all the secret sauce. You ready? You never leave it on the negative. Never. I don't care what the question is. Never leave it on the negative. So if someone says, explain to me your greatest weakness. Well, in the past, I have been known to, be a little short-sighted. Maybe I didn't see all the details that I needed to see. But what I've learned from that is that what I need to do is align myself with my team. I have certain strengths that really feed the project, but what I need to do is align myself with a few other people's. And what I've learned is that they have the ability to see some things that I don't. And so while that used to be my weakness, it no longer is. Okay?
Okay.
Okay? We
Okay.
not doing that. We not going out like that, right?
Okay.
Okay? Just because it's a weakness doesn't mean it always will be. Just because it was something that we tripped over doesn't mean we always have to trip over it, right? So now you see it for what it is. I've worked on it. I've done trainings. I've taught myself, and now I'm aware of it. And because I'm aware of it, I can do better by it, right? So there we go. There we go. Let's see, handling so much disrespect when you giving a person so much respect and taking advantage of it.
That's a
Um,
good one, Autumn.
Listen, so I just need to know, Autumn, are we talking about in what capacity? Are we talking about like, I just need to know the roles really quickly. Are we in the workplace? Or is this friendships? Is it a parent? Right. But I'm just gonna attack it because it really doesn't matter. Right. Again, values. Right. Um, you are giving. You're giving respect. You are constantly giving other people energy. Stop,
Mm.
because they don't deserve it. They're showing you that they don't deserve it. So if you giving them the energy, then don't. It's really, it is. I promise you, it's really that simple. If you are giving 10,000% and the person is not showing you any inkling of respect in return, and you have already said that that's one of your values, that's a problem. Right now, I personally have in my mind, I have a three strike system. I hate to say it, but that's just the reality of it, right? The first time I kind of give you a pass, right? Maybe you didn't know, but I'm here to remind you. Okay, so hey, I didn't particularly care for our exchange the other day. I feel that I sent you an email, and the email that you sent me back, definitely had a little bit of a tone with it, and I'm just a little confused as to why we had that exchange. Is there a way that we could communicate better in the future? Right? That's me saying to you, I'm not happy with how we communicated, but what I am doing is setting the expectation of, hey, I don't particularly care for the way we communicated. Tell me how we could work better together. Now I've shared that with you, right? Next time around, I'm there to remind you, hey, seems like we're back in this space where we're communicating a little bit differently, and I thought we had a conversation about how maybe I could communicate with you better and how you could communicate with me better. Is there something that I missed?
Mm.
Right. Strike three. um now I hit you with the two words, duly noted.
Hey, yo.
Duly noted, because you're not going to take my peace from me. You're not. I'm sorry, but you're just not worth that for me.
What
You're not
about
worth
those
it.
ignorant customers?
Okay, so
Like,
let's talk about ignorance for a second. And I shared with you all that I have a son who's autistic, and I'm transparent, right? So a employee comes up to me and he's like, listen, I hope I'm not overstepping my boundaries, but someone told me that you have an autistic son, and I have an autistic son, and I'm new, and I want to know how I can get resources here in the state because I'm not from around here. And I said, so we're having a conversation, and this coworker walks up and she says, I don't know what you all did to have these disabled children.
no way. No way.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Now, what did I do in that moment? I could have punched her in the face. That was A. Um, I could have, done many things. Instead, I bought her flowers.
And told her you was that she was dead to you?
No, I bought her flowers. And the reason I did that is because I realized that there was a darkness in her that she didn't even know was there.
Mm.
There's no way that someone who is happy in their heart and happy in their spirit would ever say something like that to somebody. So sometimes you have to see the darkness and you have to acknowledge it for what it is. And you have to understand that the life you live is not that one. You appreciate who you are and what you represent, and you move away and you move along. That woman does not keep me up at night. She doesn't, any of those things. So that's the reality of it. Sometimes your happiness is the payment. Sometimes it is the reward. And you have to leave people where they are. I think about that space only because I remind myself of who I am now.
Mm.
Back in the day, I would have punched her dead in her face, dragged her outside, and left her there. That's just the reality of it, right? The person I am now loves my life so much, she can't hurt me. She can't hurt me. I am well loved. I'm a fantastic mother. I'm a wonderful person. What can she take from me? Not a thing. But see, she felt the need in that moment to bring me down a notch. And that's what
Mm,
people will do. Once you start growing and loving and being, that people around you just be over there in the shadows, like, can't wait to bring this heifer down. So they try to come up with reasons to talk to you. Oh, hey. Oh, I see you standing there with your little purse. Where'd you get that from? That's what people do because they just can't stand to see it. And to them
mhm.
people, I show all my teeth, the fronts and the ones in the back,
Not
because
the one.
you can't do that to me. You can't take this from me. This is mine. It's mine to have. I share it with who I want to share it with, and I don't share it when I don't want to. But in that moment, I felt the need to show her a kindness because I felt in my heart that she had never received one, and so
Mm,
I needed to be the one. What steps do you take to get to that point? The point of happiness, you be you. Those values, I cannot stress values enough. You need to be the same person everywhere you go.
mm,
Everywhere you go. And that way, nobody, listen, when I tell you, can't nobody on this planet call me out. Not
mm.
one person could call me out. What they gonna say? Remember that time when you was in school and ain't nobody talk to you? Yup, I talk about that now in open forums and I get paid for it.
Come
Right?
on now.
Okay. You remember that time when you ain't had that many clothes and now I have 5 closets. Where we going? You see what I'm saying? It's how do you get there? You get there by telling your truth and don't hide from it anymore. From this point on, I'm gonna ask y'all, hey, are you living in your truth? And a lot of people, I feel like that term has become so it's become watered down. It really has. People say, I live in my truth. I do. I live it. No, you need to live it. You need to breathe it to the
Mhm,
extent that you're not even telling people your truth anymore because other people are telling it for you.
mm.
That's where you got to be. Your friends are telling people your truth. The people you walk with, you work with are telling people your truth because that's who you are. And you showing up every place just like that. Just like that. Now, is it gonna hurt? Um, yeah, ain't no point in me sugarcoating that for you. It's gonna hurt, and people are gonna feel like they can use those things against you. They're gonna feel like they can bring them and throw them up in your face, and you have to stop allowing them to be daggers. You pick what the daggers are. You pick what hurts you and what don't. You pick whether you want to show that it hurts and when it doesn't. That's your decision. It's a choice, right? So for everything in life. I know this is so simple. I know it sounds so simple, but it's the reality just like this. I don't care where you are right now. I want you to lift your left hand. Now lift your right. Put your left hand down. Put your right hand down. You made a choice. It's just that simple. Your brain is in full control of who you are as a person, of whether you are going to respond or not. And as simple as your brain telling you to lift your left hand because you willed it and you said it, it's the same reality that it comes to giving other people energy that don't deserve it. It's a choice. It's a choice. It's really it's. I know that that sounds overly simple, but it's not. In all honesty, the person I am, never let anyone to destroy my character or get under my skin or allow them to feel like they're ruining my space. My spirits are always high for negative
Yay,
energy.
Autumn. Yay,
Absolutely.
Autumn.
Absolutely. But here's the thing. Guess what? Even with that being said, I still have my down days. I still do. I still sometimes look in the mirror and be like, "Dang, yeah, you wasn't that cute today." You know, I still sometimes create proposals at work, and I think to myself, "What are they gonna say?" Right? That thing fills in me sometimes, and I would be sitting here lying if I said it didn't. That's the truth. That's the sure enough truth. But what I have learned to do is just tell it to take a back seat. Take a back seat, right? I want you all to do some brain mapping today, right? I want you all to think of your mind And I want you to really be honest with yourself about who has a seat at your mental table.
Mm.
I want you to be honest, right? It may still be the mother that unfortunately, she tears you down, but she
Mm.
shouldn't, right? She tells you that, oh, you just all you gonna be is good for you ain't gonna be good for nothing, right? And as much as we don't want to believe her, she's still at that table.
Mm.
She's still there. She's still there at every decision you make, everything you bring to the table. The mental version of who these people represent in our minds are still there. And we're still giving them a seat at the table. We're still allowing the negative thoughts, the people who did us wrong, the people who that was supposed to be there and they weren't, the relationships that were supposed to be there, the parents that were supposed to be there. We still giving them seats at the table. And I am telling you all that you need to tell them to get the heck up. Get up, shut up, and get out. That's
Mm.
what it is, right? And then I need for you to do the exercise of forgiveness. That one right there is going to be hard. It's going to be real hard. That's going to be real hard. You know why? Because the same way we gave energy to them, we gave them love, we gave them kindness, we gave them forgiveness. Um, to realize that we may not get that back from that person hurts because we deserved it and we didn't get it.
Mm.
And so now, what I have to do is I have to forgive you for giving me everything you had and it still wasn't enough. It still wasn't what I needed from you. And I realized that I know you wanted to give it to me. I know that you wanted me to maybe have love and you wanted, maybe us to do well and maybe I'm doing better than you and maybe that bothers you. Maybe my light is starting to bother you and I forgive you for that. I forgive you for the negative comments that you've made to me saying that I couldn't do it. I forgive you for the love that you didn't give me, that you withheld. I forgive you. Those things need to happen in order for us to grow, or they will continue to be the weeds that you allow to choke you out.
Mm.
Right? So, this evening, that's your homework, mental mapping. And I want you to be honest with yourself, and I want you to be honest with who's at your table. And then I want you, for the people that you are dismissing from your table, I want you to forgive them. All right? Because we putting new people at the table now. We put new people at the table. That's what we
Yes.
doing. You all
Amen.
have goals. You have places you gotta be, and they're just waiting for you to show up. And
Yes.
so, if I can be at any point in that space to help propel you forward, that's what we're going to do. And at a certain point, if I have to remind you every week that you are fantastic and you're amazing and you are at the right place at the right time, that's what I'm going to do. And then together, we are going to tell them to get the heck up.
Go.
That's just what it is. That's what it is. All right. It says she in the pulpit.
You in the pulpit. Now you looking at your little robe with the little thing that comes
Listen,
down. You definitely
listen.
preaching right now, y'all.
That's right. That's right. But you got to be, listen, you got to be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Because sometimes we don't want to admit to ourselves, right? And my coaching that I do executive coaching. Um, it's not always easy for a man to admit that he's been bullied. It's not always easy for a woman to admit that she's jealous. It's not always for any of us to admit that there's something about ourselves that we actually don't like. It's not easy. That's not easy to do. But we got to be honest with ourselves or we're never going to grow. We're never going to grow. So we have to look at our values. Yeah, sure. You like to be honest. You like passion. You like any. What are you doing with them? Are you showing up every day with those values? Are you saying to yourself that actually the future version of myself she's growing, she's thriving, and I need to meet her. I gotta meet her. I gotta meet her, right? And that's what I saw for the person who asked me, like, how do you get there? You map out for yourself the future version of yourself, and then you bust your tail until you meet that person, until you become that person, right? And it doesn't matter what you were yesterday. It doesn't matter about any of those things. That's in the past. You have now told yourself that this is who you want to be, and that's where you want to go. So somebody will have met me that I used to know back in the day, and they were like, "Who? Which Tay? Tay? Who? Tay who?" Because that can't be the Tay I know. Can't be. Last time I met her, she was doing XYZ. So that can't be the Tay now, but it is.
Mm.
And has been and will be. So yeah, a lot of people can come and tell you all stories of me. They could tell you stories of my past. They could tell you who I used to be. They could tell you my embarrassing moments. And to them, I say, yep, they're telling the truth. That's exactly who I was, but that's not who I am anymore. So that weakness question, we shy away from that question because we don't want to tell people the truth. We don't want to tell them that actually I had this weakness and I've done nothing about it. We don't want to tell them the truth that actually I haven't done any work on myself. And so I don't really believe in myself. So why should you? We don't want to share that truth, but it can be the truth if you've worked on it, if you've done something about it. So when that question comes up in an interview, there won't be any question that they ask you that you don't know about yourself. What's your greatest strength? Well, let me tell it to you because I know exactly what it is. What's your greatest weakness? Let me tell it to you because I know exactly what it is, but I've done work on it. How do you work well with others? Do you Then you tell your truth and they hire you? Fantastic, because you've aligned yourself. You know exactly who you are. All right. And that's going to be an exciting time for you because you're going to be at the right place at the right time.
Mm.
All right. Yes. Change it for the better became the most outstanding. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. It's true. That's the truth. Not everybody can handle you being honest with them. That is the truth. My own siblings and stuff, my family can't handle the level of honesty, but I'm willing to have I statements too. Don't be the honest person and don't make I statements. Um, People will say, well, check this out. This is what you need to work on, right? But you have to be the type of person that says, listen, actually, I have been working on the following, and I think that maybe you would benefit from working on the following. That's
Mm.
I statements, right? That's accountability. Which part of this are you owning, right? I make I statements often. I tell my children, accountability is important to your mother and it's important to you. That's how this works. I'm telling you about the things I'm crossing off for you, and I want you to tell me about the things that you're crossing off for me. Accountability. It happens. It works both ways. So as you're doing your mental mapping, right? Because I'm gonna be talking about it next week. Please tune in with us. I mean, the next time I'm on, next 2 weeks. Um, I'm going to ask you all how you did with it. And I want to hear it. I want to know how it's going. Find me on social media. Please share with me how it's going for you all. Because this is going to be a hard one. I'm not at any point going to lie to you all and say, actually, it's super easy and now I'm super happy. Yay. It definitely took some time. It took some time. It took some time for me being honest with myself, to be honest with the parts of me that I didn't like, and really changing them because I wanted to. And so I became the person that I wanted to be. I became the person that I envied. Right? I envied the person that could get up and speak to anybody. I envied the person that was comfortable with themselves. I envied the person that everybody loved. And so I decided to become the person that I wanted to be, that I was super happy with, that I could be proud of. So now I am her. So now I am fulfilling one of my goals that I have for myself, which is working with you all. I have a book coming out in October. I can cross that off of my list. And
Okay, hold
I
up. Don't just skip over that part. The book.
oh, my planner, my I don't even have it with me. My Leaders Unleashed planner. That's coming out in October, and I am super super excited. I am super
Congratulations.
excited. Oh, thank you.
I can't wait to get it.
I, I just need to be able to put my hands on it. Put my hands on it. I'm super excited about that. So the book is geared toward helping you not just to write down your goals, but it was really big for me in the book to remind myself of the things that are going right in my life. I think that sometimes we focus upon everything that's not going right, and so I wanted to focus on the fact that every day you're saying, actually, this thing went really really well.
Yes.
And that happens, and it doesn't have to be big. It really doesn't have to be big. You decided to show a kindness to someone today, and you can write that down. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that it was me, that I was able to have that privilege, to show someone a kindness, because it is a privilege to be able to be of service to others. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that you are still a servant. As much as you are a leader, you are a servant. You're a servant to your community. You're a servant to those less privileged, because at one point in time, it was you. And at any point in time, it can be you. And so we need to use our time and our energy and our resources to always give. We always give, because it could be us at any point in time. So we don't ever do that. We never look down on anybody. You become that person, and you experience that through their eyes, and you help any way that you possibly can. Yes, appreciating the small things in each day. Absolutely, absolutely. I still take time to look at the sunset, to appreciate the wind, just all of those beautiful beautiful things. Thank you so much, Jasmine, and congratulate. That's so nice. um, Oh, that was your jewel yesterday. That's fantastic. Celebrating at least one thing every day. Absolutely. Absolutely. It keeps you grounded and it keeps you happy. Um, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. I was
So
super
people
excited.
that's gonna be on here consistent, can I buy them a copy of the planner? Like
Yeah,
people, only people that's gonna be on here consistent, not the fly by nighters. Like the
sure.
people that's really gonna rock with you on Power Professionals. Like I want to get that for them.
And you know what? I'm gonna do you one better. For the ones that you decide to give those books to, I'm going to give them a personal coaching session. That's what we're gonna
No,
do.
the blessing, oh
That's what we're
blessing,
gonna
oh
do. That's what we're
blessing.
gonna do, because
So
you
they could get a one-on-one with you, yo, just them.
absolutely. I would love it, because I think that not only do you need an accountability partner, but daggett, you need a cheerleader. You need somebody who's gonna see the future version of you with you, right? And I want to see it with you. I want to be there with you. You're gonna paint the picture for me, and we're gonna set steps together, to figure out how to get you there, because I want that for you all as well.
Oh wow. Okay, I gotta narrow my list down now. I got
It's
that.
what I'm a hold that, give that to Joni. I'm gonna give that one to Joni,
Yeah, because
right?
I'm only sending you people that's serious. Like because first of all, we
Hey,
can't be wasting nobody's time. But then
no.
also it's like you can't be in a spot holding up somebody else that could really take what you got and do something with it.
Mhm.
One-on-one time is like, yo, that could be a life changer.
And you know what? It really. I mean, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna brag a little bit, right? The amount of people that come back and say, "I just want you to know that you changed my life," is the biggest payment for me, right? So I went out today and got lunch, right? And I'm sitting there, and the lady got the mask on, I got a mask on, and she like, hey Tay, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? She like, I know you probably don't remember me, and I'm like, I do. I absolutely remember you. And she was like, I just want to thank you for where I am, for who I am. And I didn't even, I was expecting her to give me some sort of, hey, this is where I am right now, I'm doing it. And all she said was, I'm living my dreams. And I'm like,
Hmm.
good enough. Good enough. It don't matter what that was. It don't matter what that was. I have worked with everybody. I've worked with people whose goal was to speak to their children again because they haven't spoken to them in years. I've worked with people who wanted to build their own business, who wanted to get out of corporate America. I've worked with executives, high paying executives. I work with homeless people. Sometimes
Mm,
just give them a session here and there. I work with absolutely everybody. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go.
yo, I wish we had more time, yo. We literally got like 20 seconds, yo. I wish we had more time. This is amazing, yo. Dang, y'all. I should have probably said if you could do these joints every freaking week, yo. I don't know how we gonna go 2 weeks.
I know. I'm gonna miss you all. 2 weeks seems like so long now, but I'm gonna be here for it. So bring a friend. Tell them come on, bring their big pad, the way Joni said, because next week we're gonna be talking about brain, not only just that brain mapping that we were talking about, but next week we have a ton of just different things to talk about. So I'm excited. We're gonna talk about those strengths, identifying what they are, and how to make yourself marketable. So I'm excited.
Yes. Can I leak one little thing about you before we get your jewel?
Oh
Can I
boy. Oh
can I leak
boy. Go
can
ahead.
I leak
Go
it?
ahead. Go ahead.
She a graduate of Matthew A. Henson Elementary, one of our favorite
I
schools.
am.
How full circle is that? We work closely with Matthew A. Henson, Marta General, who's on here now. Him and his team actually did an event there where they were giving back to the young people.
Wow.
They did like care packages and stuff, and we're just
Mm.
talking to them and all that, just being good leaders, good mentors, and like you a product of that, and now you're here with us. Like I just think that is so beautiful.
Now, Miss McClary was my teacher.
I know she retired.
I know
She
she told me
retired.
last time. I know that she retired, but for a lot of people, they remember her and they remember what she meant to the community. So, just what I appreciate about Miss McClary is that she continued to love when a lot of teachers sometimes give up and they're like, I'm sick of these kids. And I felt like Miss McClary's heart still was shining through year after year with every student that she received, and she remembered us all. That's the craziest thing.
Yeah,
But her heart was open, and I appreciate her.
that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, you gotta leave us with a jewel, and then we out of here.
All right, I gotta leave you with a jewel. Okay, I didn't drop multiple
You've
enough to
been
make a
dropping them. I ain't
necklace
even
out
gonna
here.
lie. I need a bag to carry these jewels. I ain't even gonna lie.
Okay, let me see. Drop a jewel. Drop a jewel. Um, okay. Here's my jewel. Here's my jewel for the day. Um, don't run with your pack. Pick your pack. Right.
Woo.
Sometimes we're loyal to people out of the fact that we grew up with them, that they're family, that we have some sort of connection with them. But the reality of it is I think that sometimes you've known for quite some time that you've outgrown your pack, and so now it's time to rise to a new one.
What? Yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yo.
That's
My
the one.
God. My God. I hope somebody got that message, yo. I hope. Hey, yo, do we got a winner or no, yo? We got a Miss Tay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Like
Thank you.
I
Thank
knew
you.
your session was going to be fire, but like, yo, you took it to a whole new level, yo. Whole new level, yo. Thank you. I don't know how we're gonna go 2 weeks. I don't know how we're gonna wait 2 weeks.
Well, I thank you for the opportunity. I thank you all for being on the chat and definitely being a part and being engaging. You all made me feel so very welcome. So thank you all for the blessing that you've given me. I will cherish it always. So thank you all for this session as well.
Thank you so much, Miss Tay. We'll see you back in 2. Bye.
Bye.
Yo, hey, Autumn, I almost fell out my chair too. Hey, yo, I know 2 weeks, yo. Was this not amazing, yo? It listen, I knew she was good, y'all. Don't get me to lying. I knew she was good. But like, yo, this is so beyond anything what I expected because like, yo, she took it to the place. that people rarely get into. Like what she's telling you, this ain't just acing an interview. Forget acing an interview, yo. This people gonna be looking for you at this point. Like if you really took notes and really took in what she was teaching you guys, like yo, this is the secret cheat code to you attracting the type of opportunities that you want to have. And you basically being in that position of the person that everybody wants to come and work with them, partner with them, give opportunities to because of who you are. It ain't, yo, it ain't too much. I know. I can't wait 2 weeks either, y'all. We're gonna have to figure this out, yo. I'm gonna be on her phone, yo. Y'all trust me. I'm gonna be on her phone. I'm gonna see what we can do, yo. Maybe we could get a holiday special or like something going on, but we're not gonna be able to wait 2 weeks, yo. I'm not going to be able to do it, yo. Like this is way too valuable, and this is stuff that you can put into action now. You don't gotta wait to start working on this. Like stuff that she gave you, that is actionable stuff you can be doing now. Yo, talk about power professional. This is the definition, yo. Like, sheesh. I know. Honestly, I can't. I'm like, this really hit home. Yo, it hit home for me too. Like, I feel you. Ma said, where did I find her? Ma, it's a blessing. Let me tell you this. Y'all know how I tell y'all sometimes that I do like training situations or whatever for like different entities like the state, the city, and like other spaces or whatever businesses that had me come in. Well, because she run the whole like um training and development space where she's at the state, she get to pick who come in there. And it just so happens like this one time they were looking for somebody to do a training, and yo, I already knew it was gonna be a trip because she wanted to meet me over the she wanted to meet me in person. And we went in there. She was the last person to come into the meeting. It was probably like three or four of them. She was the last one to come in there, but she was ultimately the decision maker. And she ain't smile, she ain't crack a joke, she ain't do nothing. And here I am, just being me, y'all know me, talking about what I do and all that. And she was just real calmly like, okay, this might work. Like, and I did my first training, and of course, like she was in the room, and after that first training, and this was maybe like, I don't know, maybe like 2 years ago now, 2 or 3 years ago now, I did my first training. And ever since then, like we just been working together and like keeping in touch. And then like when we started getting like that feedback, especially from our businesses about like really building up young people as professionals, I'm like, yo, I know the perfect person. I know the perfect person because this is her world. And sure enough, she came in here and dropped big jewels on your head. Like, yo, and this is the type of stuff we can't be stingy with, yo. So if you know somebody that should be in this room, that's not in this room, yo, everybody bring one person that need to be in this room, because this is the type of stuff when we talk about our young people in Baltimore City not having access, not having opportunity. This right here fixes that. This right here solves for that. This is open, free game, free education, free information that people pay thousands of dollars for. Y'all, what she dropped on y'all head in 60 minutes, y'all, people pay stacks at a time to learn those lessons so that they can be effective out in the world. And here y'all are getting it just because you show up. So now that you getting it, our responsibility is always to help somebody else. Now, it's on them if they don't come, but like it's your responsibility. It's all of our responsibility to identify somebody that can use this, that might need this, that this might help them, and encourage them to come and get on here and get this, because this is going to set you worlds apart, yo. I can't. I know, Autumn. I'm going crazy too, yo. I know, Jazzy. The blessings just keep on coming. Tay Bands, you really want that one-on-one? Yeah, hey, yo, yeah. I'm going to be. I gotta narrow my list down because I can only give her the cream of the crop. Like, y'all already know how I do. I'm not giving her no bluffers. I'm not giving her people that's inconsistent. Like if you're really going to commit to being here, it's only 2 hours a month. We only got her every second and fourth Tuesday, y'all. It's hurting my heart just to even think about it. But we only got her 2 hours out the whole month. So like for people that's really going to dedicate and carve out those 2 hours, yo, we're gonna make it happen. Jazzy, definitely let me know. But y'all, that's it, yo. We way over our time, but this was so worth it. It was so amazing. I'm really looking forward to you guys being able to grow from this and like this really being something that we can build on. Chaos Moody said my class be conflicted. I'm had to watch the recordings. Man, listen, however you can get it, yo, and make sure you sending us in your questions and all that stuff so we can address it. But yo, if you rocking with us tomorrow, winning Wednesday. I see you for tomorrow, winning Wednesday. But hey, Jazzy, I know we way over, yo. We about to get off of here. Hey, Autumn, you already know, yo. You not with none of that. Not with none of that. But yo, go be productive, yo. Go put what Miss Tay blessed us with. Go put that into practice. Go be productive. Go work on your goals. You still got about at least what 3 more hours left in the working day. Go be productive. And like, yo, if you don't have no goals, you already know that's a bigger problem, yo. But if you here, then I'm sure you don't have that problem. I'm sure you got goals. Now it's just all about focusing yourself and making sure that you keep control of your attention so your attention stays on working on those goals. Like, yo, start small. You ain't got to have no big crazy goals. Start small. Start with what you have. Start with where you are. Just get started. So, all right, y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of your night. Go be productive. You know what it is. And if y'all rocking with us tomorrow, I see you tomorrow. I'm out of here, y'all.